there is a hungry market out there that he is going to exploit, because Marvel and DC, quite frankly, don't want us around. They've made it abundantly clear.
Yes.
I saw Kelly Sue DeConnick was making the rounds on Twitter again. If you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. A lot of people took her up on that.
Yeah.
Yours truly.
Nerdrotic.com.
The success is insane. It's so inspiring.
He's dominating right now. Eric July
destroying, man.
Is dominating. It's going to be hilarious because the comic industry is so fucking irrelevant now.
Yes.
That this guy in his own corner that he built himself is the talk right now. Is absolutely the talk. And yeah, his book, they're like, well, it's only 12,000 backers. Yeah, only in one day, maybe two.
One day. It's going 73 more days. This thing, it's culturally significant. This is important. Because what that money represents. Put the money aside for a second. This doesn't mean Eric July is rich. Okay.
No.
He's going to have to give a lot to taxes, as you well know. A lot goes to taxes. He's built up infrastructure. He's pre-ordered this stuff, so it's not some BS Kickstarter where it's like
he's got employees and too. Yeah.
He's got employees. Like he is creating the machine to continue this output, right? Okay, so what the money represents is people voting. They want this. They want this. I defy you to take any of these comic books. What was the one? Something in Safe Space, or what was that?
Yeah, Internet Gas.
Yeah.
Did that comic ever come out? Even
No,
I heard
it did not.
No, it did not. No,
it never even came out. Like, that Kibblesmith jackass. And the thing is, I was also a little skeptical. Like, he's been talking about this for a long time, and Rippaverse sounds a little. Now I get it. Those videos that he did, I got chills. I'm watching this. The whole 5-minute video where he just talks about what the company is, what his promise is to the company. What's cool about this and what's amazing about Rippa just as a person is that he is the creator behind this. It's not a corporation. It's him. And when you look at any creative endeavor that succeeded, it always started with a visionary who cared about the person at the end, right? Like I get the sense he cares. And then when he did the second video of Isom and he explained the story, notice he never used the word black. It's just Isom. Yeah. He talked about the character, what the character was feeling, what he's going through, a little bit of the background. He never leaned into identity or any of that bullshit. You know why? Because it doesn't fucking matter. It's a compelling character, period. Again, I got on that second video, I'm like, dude, I'm sucked in. I'm dying to read this. And I haven't been excited about a comic in years. And I had friends of mine reach out like, have you heard of this thing, this Rippaverse? I'm like, yeah, I've heard of it. I bought the first issue. I'm super stoked. And people are comparing it to the launch of Image Comics, when there needed to be a shift in the industry. Yeah. People are going to pay attention. This campaign, I hope it goes to 10 million. You got 73 days. It's a movement. This represents a movement. Tell us great story. And it's everything that Rip has been talking about philosophically since I've been watching him since probably 2016, I want to say. Like, he created an original character that is interesting and I'm dying to know about, that has not just the story we're going to read as we enter the story. There's tons of story that took place before this issue. Then when I went to buy it, I kept having the site was like sluggish, which was like, oh, this is good. Like, I can't even get it right now.
I was worried I wouldn't be able to get it at all. I was like, oh, crap, man.
This is so significant for the industry. And this is the thing that pissed me off. I just tweeted about it with a link, said, hey, I bought it. I'm supporting it. Congrats. And that was it. And I hate Twitter. I hate Twitter. I really hate Twitter. I don't like to talk to people on Twitter because you can't have a subtle conversation. People are morons. But someone called Eric July in my comments, who I muted, a grifter. Right. And I don't understand. Wow. Please.
The meaning of that word is so lost.
Okay.
I hate it.
I remember when I was selling auto parts, I was totally grifting the auto parts industry.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't have a passion for it and I just did it for money. Eric has a passion for what he's doing. That's why he's got so much support. It's genuine passion. He knows what he's talking about. I've seen comic books publishers come and go. I've seen movie stars try to start them and they get bored within 2 issues. including the
Right.
Tyrese Gibson story I told yesterday with Mayhem. Yeah, I've seen people start crowdfunding, and it's not easy. It's not easy to pump out a book once every couple months, which is what you need to do. You know, he's got a 96-pager coming out. I think the longer the book is, the longer you can take, but not that much longer, because there is something that the customer is used to, especially if they're into a good story. They want the next one in a reasonable amount of time. And what Eric did was put his money where his mouth is. And that not everybody can do. $200,000, man.
That's a big chunk of change.
But it already paid for itself. It practically, it already paid for itself. Ryan pointed it out on Tuesday Main Event last night when he was talking about the percentage that Indiegogo and Kickstarter take that Eric gets to keep now, to the tune of, I think Ryan said $110,000. I could be wrong. Wow. And by the time this is all done, it could be $200,000-$300,000 that he would have given to fucking Indiegogo that he can keep now. That is insane. That pays for your employees. That pays your rent. That can still get your cargo van. That's insane savings.
Let's talk about a second cargo van now.
Talking about a second cargo van.
That's what's great about it, is that he didn't just start a campaign to make one book. He's building a company. He got a warehouse. He's getting forklifts. He's getting rolling ladders that people are getting mad about. He's getting these vans so they can distribute. Like, he's not just doing one book. He's building the infrastructure to do
most important
what you're talking about.
QBG, and you know this because we've talked about it a lot, and I've talked about it with Chris Gore too. The one thing I hate in life is strings. I just can't stand them. I've turned down so much shit because of just the possibility of there being strings attached, because I don't like my strings being pulled.
Right.
And you know, this is like the most fucking libertarian capitalist thing you can do, and that's why I love it so much.
Beautiful.
And it's the most rebellious thing you could do, and it fits right in. And he's using his background in metal to just it's all in a culmination. And that video was fucking awesome. We'll probably show it later.
Yeah.
And like, Eric is like really a good guy. You know, he comes off all tough and everything, and he is, but he's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
He's a really good guy. Like I said, I've seen this shit come and go, and I think in the crowdfunding space in particular, it's been around for a long time, but this has been an issue in it for a long time since it came up with is consistency, and there are some guys and gals out there who have been able to do it. Brian Polito is one that comes off the top of my head. And what Eric is going to do is respect the customer. And one of the issues I've had is customer service. That's our whatever you want to call this movement, this sphere we're in. It is a fan customer movement, and that never ever needs to be forgotten. Certainly people make mistakes. If you apologize, that's cool. But if the continued behavior of going after the customer, no matter who they are, the paying customer, that makes you no better than a Marvel and DC creative in my eyes. So I know that Eric will treat the customer with respect, all of them. And what he said in a live stream 2 days ago, I quoted him on it, was like, I would love you to be my customer. And I'm like, shit, when is the last time we heard that from Marvel, DC? Never. Years.
It's insane how we've seen comic book writers, creators go after fans on social media. I'm just sort of aghast when I see that. Like, what are you doing?
It's because these creators don't have a skin in the game. They don't own any of the rights to these characters. It's somebody else's works that they're in here writing for or drawing for. So that doesn't matter to them. They can trash people. Eric July, this is his baby. He wrote it. He produced it. He's doing all the infrastructure to make it happen. So that he's got skin in the game. All his skin is in this game.
And I relate to that just as pretty much a lifelong entrepreneur. Even when I was a kid, I had newspaper routes and sort of side hustles, to make money, and then started Film Threat when I was 19, so I know about being an entrepreneur, right? And I've failed as much as I've succeeded, to be clear. Film Threat had its ups and downs, in the 90s, but like it's just so important, and he gets that. And this guy that called him a grifter, I don't know. First of all, these are people that are ill-informed, don't know shit.
Yeah.
You know, and Eric July very clearly laid out, like, the books are done. Here's the warehouse. And I actually buy a bunch of comics on Kickstarter and Indiegogo. I'll fund those. I'm like, oh, that one looks cool. Like, it's kind of like I look on it as a pre-order. If it takes long, fine, I get it, you know, whatever. But keep playing it out where it's just like, nah, you send it to me now, you get it the book in August, and there you go. But what you pointed out, Gary, is really important, is that consistency. I mean, I think as a 96 page, I mean, that could definitely be like a quarterly or, you know, 3 times a year, you know, each issue being kind of almost like an event, you know, like a big deal. 96 pages is, that's not a short story there. So
yeah,
I'm just pumped about it because I can't remember the last time I read a new comic. I mean, I pretty much just go for old comics whenever I go to a convention. I like to buy old issues of What If. Like, I'm talking about the old issues of What If, not the newer ones.
I got the entire set.
Favorite. Oh
so
yeah,
good.
lucky. They're so good. Did you see that somebody actually already made a meme of what if Isom was? What if Miles Morales was Isom?
Dude, somebody
They
please.
already made it.
I need to see it. Oh my god, that's beautiful.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.
If you like what I do here, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking and sharing the videos. It really does help. And if you did this with your favorite YouTuber as well, I'm sure they would appreciate it as much as I do.